What are your favorite restaurants in the city? Breakfast, lunch, dinner, or coffee? Breakfast, Buvette. They're soft scrambled eggs, the nice little piece of ham on the side, nice little toast, get a nice little oat milk latte situation or just like a regular cold brew. And then I go for sweet breakfast to Salt's Cure, where you get their griddle cake. When you try a griddle cake, you're never gonna be able to have another pancake ever again because they have molasses, there's cinnamon, there are rolled oats in there, so they have like a nice chewy bite, and you don't have to douse them with syrup, even though you can. They put a bit of powdered sugar. The blueberry ones are incredible as well, and they also sell their mix. You can buy it wherever. Just add an egg and a cup of water, let it sit in your fridge overnight, and make them in the morning. They're delicious, and they get crispy and chewy. It's the greatest pancake ever. What was the question? Because I got distracted by the griddle cakes. Oh, and then for lunch, I might stroll on over, like take a nice little walk, and then go to Via Carota and do an ensalada verde, which I talk about a lot because it's literally the greatest salad in the world. It just has so much height to it, and it has just like wonderful like bitter greens and baby gem lettuce and endive or endive if you're pretentious. And it's got like a nice shalloty, like a mustard grainy vinaigrette with some fresh thyme, and it's perfection. And then I would have this Fizzarina, which I honored in my second cookbook, but it's not as good as at Via Carota, and it's like basically a hamburger steak that's hand chopped. I think they use short rib meat in there, and it's fully rare in the center, and it's crispy and almost burnt on the outside, and there's a single slow roasted clove of garlic that I think they deep fry because it's crispy on the outside, but it smears like butter. And then there's like a nice little sprig of rosemary that you can rub on it. It's poetry. So that would be lunch. And then for dinner, Bad Roman, so Roberta's, if you've never been in Bushwick, fantastic pizzas. In their little tiki garden, they do incredible, like they have a really nice olive mix, and they open up a place called Bad Roman. Incredible pasta, paper thin. It's all about the filling and the sauce. Very interesting, and they're doing things that I feel like no one else in the city is doing, and it's just like a really cool spot. But then, for second dinner, if I really want like a hunk of protein, that sounded a lot more gross and it sounded cuter in my head, but I would go to Raoul's and get the steak au poivre with the fries. But now I'm thinking about fries, and then I would do a hop and a skip to Pastis, and I would get their lobster. What they do this, it's like a roasted lobster with a garlic butter, and there's just so much of it, and it's served with fries. You don't even need ketchup to dip them into, because you can just dip it into the garlic butter. And then for dessert, I would go on over, oh, I know exactly what I would do, 2 desserts. So I would walk by Levain on Lafayette or whichever, and I would get, they had a limited edition salted caramel toasted coconut. Usually not a big fan of coconut in a lot of sweets because I feel like people can use it too aggressively, but it's perfect because the caramel's burnt along the edges. There are their famous chocolate chips, and there's the shredded coconut that's like really crispy and dark brown. So I would take the cookie and I would walk to my nearest milk bar, and I would do a custom pint. You can do like the vanilla soft serve with the strawberry jam, and then you can get the funfetti cake situation crumble. And I would get a slice of the milk bar pie, which is basically like a sugar pie, and it makes me think of Montreal a lot. And then I would walk up. Here's like my shout out to like a really good small business, Grace Street. They do the best boba in the city. The taro is really good, but my personal favorite, until I found out they had caffeine, so I only have it during the day now, is the honey lavender milk boba, and it is so fantastic, but I get it with oat milk instead of cow milk because I'm lactose intolerant, and it's delicious. And they have a really good Basque cheesecake. If I still had anything left in my, like this part of my throat, I would get the Basque cheesecake, and they have really good mochi as well. Wow, that was a journey. And then I would go home and make chamomile tea and then regret all my decisions, but not really, because I think I did pretty well.